Hello and welcome to my channel, Stitches with Love. My name is Elizabeth and this is where I share all of my knitting adventures on and off the needles. And this is my third attempt to post this video. I'm redoing it again because I had issues with the audio on the last two that I tried to put up. And I realized it's because my microphone needed to be charged. So my microphone is charging and hopefully you can hear me okay without it. I think it'll be fine because I've done several already before I had my microphone and it seemed to be okay. So today is the last day of December, the last day of the year, and that just is so wild to me. It has been quite a year and we'll see what the new one has in store. I went for a walk this morning and I think it was about 34 degrees. It was so cold, but I was warm and cozy and I had my coffee and it was just a really beautiful morning for a walk. The sun was just coming up and where we live there's a lot of trees and you can see Mount Hood and the foothills and it was just beautiful. The colors and the peaceful, still morning air, it was just so precious to have that time, even if it was a very short time. Today, I'm going to share with you a new addition to my knitting equipment. This is something I have wanted for quite some time, and I was able to acquire it just recently because of a Christmas bonus gift from work. So in years past, I have always used my Christmas bonus from work to fix something, replace something, purchase something for somebody else, but never on myself. So this year I changed that. I did buy one special gift for my husband, and then I used the rest of it to buy a new stainless steel interchangeable knitting needle set. I have been looking at this for quite some time now and knew it was not something I was ever going to be able to just purchase outright. I would either have to wait until we had extra fund money, which is very rare, or put some money aside to purchase it that way. But then we got our Christmas bonus at work, and so I'm really grateful for that. I was able to get this much sooner than I had expected I would. This company puts out amazing knitting needles. They make wooden, the bamboo, and stainless steel. I have not tried any of their bamboo needles. I've heard they're really good. I think it's bamboo. Maybe it's just wood. I don't remember. The company is ChiaoGoo. I've only used their stainless steel and they're incredible. I have been slowly upgrading my knitting needles from wood to stainless steel because I think the quality is excellent. It lasts a lot longer. It still has a comfortable fit in my hand and I just love them. So they have several different options. You can buy fixed needles in different length cables. You can buy small sets that they call shorties, which are short tip and really, really tiny circular needles interchangeable. You can buy these interchangeable knitting sets in different sizes. I purchased the complete set. That's what this one is called. It's called the complete set. This one has knitting needles from size 2 all the way up to size 15. The reason I went with this set, in addition to it being more cost effective than purchasing 2 different sets or just a few at a time, is because this is an investment. I knit all the time and I use most all of these needle sizes on a regular basis. So it made sense to purchase something that had all of the sizes I would ever need. Now, I don't often use anything bigger than a size 8. These are a size 15. They're really big. I don't use that size often, but it's nice to have it available when I do need it. This is a size 2. This is what I would use for my socks. Actually, usually for socks, I use something a little smaller. I use more like a size 1. But you can see the difference in sizes. And then there's everything in between. This length tip is a 5-inch needle tip length, which for me is a very comfortable size for holding on to when I'm using circulars or when I'm using double pointed needles. I like between a 5 and a 6-inch length for my needles when I'm using double pointed. And then in addition to, just a minute, there's somebody at my door. In addition to multiple needle sizes, just a minute, let me get the door. Okay, there wasn't actually anybody at the door. My office wall connects to the wall of the playroom, which is where my boys are watching a movie right now and they're pounding on the wall. So it sounds like someone's knocking, but it's not. All right, so in addition to several needle sizes, this set also comes with lots of goodies. So of course you can't have interchangeable needles without having the cables to go with them. So depending on what size needle tip you're using will depend on which cable you're using. So there are small size cables for the small size needles and larger sizes for the larger needles. The only difference in size is really just the adapter piece. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me pull this out and see if I can show you a little bit better. So there is a bit of a difference in the thickness of the cable. I don't know how well you can see this. And the size of the silver connecting piece. So depending on your needle size will depend on which cable you're going to use. There are 3 different cable lengths for each size. So 3 for the small size needles, 3 for the large size, but they're all the same length. The really nice thing about this company, and I don't know if other companies do this with their needles or not, but this one, you also have little tiny connector pieces. It comes with, I think, looks like 3 or 4. I'm not sure how many it comes with in the set, but it comes with connecting pieces for the cables. Let me see if I can do this without spilling everything. Where did they go? So it looks like it came with 2, 1 for each size cable. Yeah, here we go. So this is the large size connecting piece. So for example, you would take your connector piece and attach it to your cable, and then you would attach another cable if you needed to adjust the length. So that's really handy because if you have a particular cable length you need and you don't want to have to go out and buy it, you might be able to just get away with connecting 2 cables at once or 3, whatever you might need, and save yourself some money. I find that really economical and really practical, and I really appreciate that this company has found a way to kind of work around giving the customer what they need and want without having to spend extra money on extra supplies. So good job, Xiaogu. This kit also comes with, or set, I guess it's called a set. This set also comes with end stoppers. Now there are 3 different sizes available, but the 2 that came with this set are the size large, which is the black one, and then the small, which is the white. These are end stoppers, so if you need to put your stitches aside, like if you're working on a sleeve or something, you would attach these to the ends of the cable, and that prevents your stitches from sliding off. And then so that you can attach your pieces. If you're not familiar with interchangeable knitting needles, they're amazing. And I'm just going to show you very quickly how this works. So there's a special tool, it's just a T-pin, that you slide into the connecting piece at the end of your cable. And then you have your knitting needle and you just put it together. I cannot see what I'm doing. You put it together like that. And there you have it. And then you would do the same thing if you were needing to attach a connecting piece to lengthen your cable, or if you needed to attach an end stopper. And then you would just do the reverse to take everything off. Just like that. And you're good to go. It's an amazing set. And I've just decided that I want my knitting supplies to be as high a quality as I can afford. And since my knitting needles are something I use just about every day, they get a lot of use out of them, and I want them to be something that's really going to hold up for a long, long time. These will probably outlive me. These are something I can pass down should my children ever decide to learn how to knit, or that I can pass along to someone when I am no longer able to knit. This is something that's going to last a long time. So if you're looking to upgrade, or if you're just getting started with knitting and you're able, I would highly recommend get yourself an interchangeable set. They have a really good line of fixed knitting needle sizes with the length of cable and size needle tips. But since I was really young when I started learning how to knit, I wasn't going out and purchasing knitting equipment until I was much older and I had a job and I could buy my own things. But I do wish, I don't think this company was actually even around when I learned how to knit and I was buying my own stuff. But if they were, I would have purchased these as soon as I could have, and started out with high quality. But you don't know what you don't know. And I'm grateful now to have a set of my own. This also came with, in addition to all of the connecting pieces, 3 different cable lengths, all the tips, everything you need. It also comes with a little gauge ruler, so you can measure. I think it goes up to 6 inches. This goes up to 5 inches, but you can use this to measure your swatches and to check knitting needle sizes. There are size US and metric measurements. It comes with a little rubber gripper that you can use to hold on to your needles while you're changing things out, because they can be a bit slippery since they are metal. And then it also comes with different sizes of ring markers. I use these all the time when I'm counting stitches or working a pattern. You can never have too many of these. My youngest is a collector of things, so I often have things go missing. They're small, so they're easy to lose. So it's just really nice to have extras on hand. So enough about my new knitting investment that I'm very excited about. On to the knitting itself. All right, I will put all of that away when I'm done here. I have 2 projects to share with you today. The first is the December sock of the month. I did not have hardly any time yesterday to knit. I think I really only had a few minutes yesterday to sit down and do any work on my knitting, and that's okay. Some days are just like that. I work full-time outside of the home, And I really try to not do any knitting at my job until my work is caught up. And yesterday was just a busy day where there was a lot of work to do, and that's fine. And then it was a busy day at home before I went to work with my boys because they're still on winter vacation for a few more days, and that's fine. I knit when I can. Yesterday just was a day where I couldn't knit very much at all, so I did not make hardly any progress on the second December sock of the month. I think, maybe a little over halfway with the cuff, and then hopefully today I can finish that and start the pattern of the leg. I'm anxious to get that done. It's not going to be done by the end of December, but that's okay. And because I only had a few minutes to knit yesterday, and because I was already winding the yarn for the January sock of the month, I went ahead and I started the January sock of the month. And I realize it's not January yet, but I don't care. I'm so anxious to get this project started because I get bored. I do. I don't know how people manage to do just 1 or 2 projects at a time and not go crazy. I want multiple things on the needles at all times, and I think I actually need to work on that this coming year because it's too much. It's overwhelming. So I've got a new stitch marker, a little snowman to match the January theme. And I'm trying a new technique to me. This has actually been around for a while, but it's not one that I really have ever done more than like a couple rounds. So I'm using ChiaoGoo fixed circulars. These I think are the 9-inch length. And I'm going to just work in the rounds on these teeny tiny needles in this really small space because I want to learn new techniques for my knitting, new techniques for my socks, especially since that's what I knit most often. So we'll see how it goes. I've started the January sock of the month. And then the colors, if you're interested, these are from actually the November Yarnable subscription. Those are the colors. So this is what I'm using for the main color. This I'm going to use for the heels and toes. This color here is called Wild Currant. I don't know how well you can see that with the light. Okay, so this is Wild Currant. And then my coordinating color is called Twilight Pines. Really beautiful colors. But to me, they didn't really say November autumny colors. So I decided that I would use these for the January sock because to me, they just look more like wintry colors than anything else. And then I have everything in this very cute snowman project bag. And I don't remember what shop I bought this from. It's on Etsy. Do I have her card still? I don't think I do. Shoot. I don't remember where on Etsy I bought this, but it's the perfect size for my project, my yarn, everything I need. And it has snowmen, so keeping with the January theme. I think that's really all I have to share today. I do work this afternoon. I've got a couple of chores I need to do before I leave. And we'll see how the day goes. Hopefully I can get a little more knitting done, but as always, it just depends on my work here at home, taking care of my family, and my work outside of the home. Until next time, have a lovely day. Happy New Year's Eve, happy knitting, and many blessings. Bye.